Welcome to the Gen Z podcast, the newest and soon to be hottest podcast out. I'm your host, Amar Johnson, and today I got here my boy Cee Rho. Welcome back
What
to the
up? What up?
podcast, my boy. How
What
you
up?
been? How you been?
I've been chilling.
That's good. That's good. You see your video doing some numbers right now.
Yeah.
How you feel about that?
Uh, I knew it's gonna happen.
Oh,
People like listening to me.
okay.
I saw that coming.
No boy said he knew it was gonna happen, y'all. He knew it was gonna happen. So I kind of want to jump into the topic right away. You know, today we kind of gonna be talking about the issues and kind of our generation now in today's society. Kind of what the podcast is about, and what the how we came up with the name, or how I came up with the name, for example. So, I kind of want to start off. I saw this quote, and it said, studies suggest that 72 million members of Gen Z are harder working and more ambitious than you probably thought. Not only are members of Gen Z likely to be the most well-educated generation yet, they're also more racially and ethnically diverse than any generation to come before them. And also, it has stated that some of the issues are like main issues in our age group, so like 19, 20-year-olds is COVID-19, racism and discrimination, technology addiction, too sensitive / cancer culture, and mental health problems. So like, what you kind of feel about that?
Uh, I do agree with the part where it said we're one of the most hardworking groups, well, generations. But I just feel like mostly because like inflammation and stuff, so everything
Yeah,
costs so much, and then like social media plays a big part in that because like
right.
you see all these rappers and stuff, or other kids that just got it and you just want it, so
Right.
you gonna have to work your ass off to get that paid.
Yeah, I was reading this thing, and it has said that one of our biggest problems in our culture, well, not our culture, but our generation and society today, that like we try to be too much like other people. And
Yeah,
I can kind of agree to that. You know, me personally, do I try to be like other people? No, but
yeah.
like,
It's not like I feel like they say like we want to be like other people, but sometimes it's like somebody got something that you want super bad, or
right,
you're not fortunate enough to have something, so like you want to be like them, you want to have
right,
what they have, like like for instance, like somebody on the lower scale of the what is it called, economics spectrum, let's just say that,
yeah,
like, and then they see like some kid that's living with a six-figure family, so they getting the cars that they want,
yeah,
the PS5s that they want, the new iPhone. What is this again? iPhone 12, 13,
13,
iPhone 13s. Like I feel like that's why sometimes people want to be like other people, because they want those things. It's not
right.
more or less like they want the fame, which some people they is like that, but I don't
So
know.
you saying, so even if like, yeah, somebody got something like that, you still think like, kind of, oh, I want to be like them, but like you can make it your own route too at the same
Yeah,
time though.
like I don't think it's exactly like you want to be like them, but you want what they got though. Like you do, like, cause
Yeah, I mean, I
I
look at,
didn't I didn't I ain't gonna say my family got money right now. Yeah, we got money, but
right,
whenever I moved from Atlanta to KC, we did not have money. Trustingly, like we didn't start having money until like when I first got into high school is when we actually like
okay,
didn't have to deal with being broke anymore. Blessedly,
yeah.
because my mom, and
I mean,
I was very envious when I was younger because we did not have much. We did not
right.
have much.
So like, for example, I kind of look at it like everybody kind of unique in their own ways, type stuff. So like,
Yeah,
uh, for example, to y'all viewers, like, say this dude AJ is raw at football, and say you got this dude Mark who is really good at video gaming, and he doesn't have to do nearly as much as AJ, and he gets paid more. The AJ dude more likely nowadays would be like, oh, I want to be like Mark type stuff, like, versus, you kind of being unique and having things your own way and kind of building your own empire, which I feel like a lot of days some people lack that, But then I also think that kind of goes back into social media and stuff because it can like social media has a big influence on a lot of stuff. Like we gonna get into that a little bit later, but like sexualizing things like gender, for example, like oh a boy, this is for a boy, this is for a girl, like how people view themselves and all that. Like some people really take social media and like run with it versus using it or like you using it for the right way versus taking criticism and all like that. And another thing they did say was our culture is really sensitive, and I do really agree with them.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to agree with them on that.
1 second, I gotta go back to what you was talking about. How
Yeah.
you said the football player wanted to be a gamer because he didn't have to do as much.
Yeah.
But human nature is to be comfortable. So him
Right.
like football is not a comfortable sport. You gonna
Right,
get
it's not comfortable,
uncomfortable a lot.
but if
So
you great at it, you great at it though.
Yeah, he just want to take the easy route, and that's his human nature. You can't be mad at him, honestly. Like, I mean, I wouldn't. If I was given the option to just play the game and get paid millions, I'm probably gonna take it.
You would, but at the same time, if you got a talent that you raw at and that you can go,
everybody got
you want to be. That's what I'm saying. But a lot of people don't take. A lot of people nowadays don't, or I'm not gonna say don't, because some people really do, but nowadays people kind of be like, ooh, I want to take the easy route, even though like they're raw, they're dope at something, that they can take that route and become their own CEO with it, make millions with it, all of that type of stuff. That's kind of what I'm saying.
They just want momentary happiness. They don't see the bigger picture.
Yeah,
you can't be mad on them. Human nature, I guess. But what was you saying before?
I was saying, I was reading this article and it was saying how our generation is really sensitive, and I strongly agree with them on that.
Yeah, well,
because I feel like sometimes people really take things like way too serious.
I feel like everything just spurs from social media. Because back then, like there was no cyberbullying. Like you had if you was getting bullied, if somebody was talking about you, they had to come up in your face and talk that shit. But nowadays, you got fake accounts on Instagram and stuff where people just can say whatever they want. You won't ever know it. And I guess some kids, their parents don't teach them how to take criticism. Like they just fold over and over and over. We blessed. Our parents prepared us for this. Like we don't really take it to heart. Some
I'm not gonna cap. I like over the time like in college, I kind of been thinking about like how blessed I really was to have my parents put me in the spot that I am and growing up and stuff like that. So shout out to them. But I do feel like a lot of times some parents really don't do that for they children, like teach them the way, like criticism. And I also take it. I take account for it that football does like low key help you with taking criticism, cause bro, when I tell you got coaches cussing you and yelling at you,
and you got the teammates doing that too, trying to make sure you got
teammates doing that. Straight. You messing up. You got people yelling at you from all different types of directions. Two, in the recruitment process, bro. The recruitment process is can really make you or break you, because you might want to go to this school and he tell you, no, I don't think you good enough to go here. Well, in your mind, you like, damn, like maybe football not really mine. Like you gotta be able to take criticism and kind of help, like not think. Some people need to take that and let it help them motivate them. Yeah. For example,
criticism.
Right, because man, I mean, it's been some, especially in the recruitment process. It get pretty brutal in there. Yeah. A coach you might reach out to a coach. The coach might just read your stuff. You be like, red, like
no response.
Right, they might do all that type of stuff, and it's like, dang. Well, I thought I was raw at football, but no, like really you. Alabama. Yeah, I thought Alabama, Georgia, SEC, like Ohio State. Like you thought you was going, and it's like some people like really. But I take that to like you really gotta believe in yourself. Kind of what me and AD hit on episode 3. Make sure y'all go tune in and watch that. But we kind of hit on like if you believe in yourself, you can go a far way. And I feel like sometimes nowadays people are definitely lacking that. You know, they just kind of take the, oh, I'm gonna just work my whole life, just get bread. Like, nah, like kind of take that. I think you should be able to
Keep
just
going
take
with
that
your
jump.
dreams.
Yeah, you should.
Pretty sure everybody's dream is not working a 9 to 5. That's for sure.
Right. I
But
mean,
if you do that, that ain't nothing wrong with it.
right. I mean, you gotta get it how you getting it. Another topic was how do you feel like in our generation a lot of things is like sexualized, or like boys should do this, a girl should do that type stuff.
I feel like it's not as bad as it used to, cause like
Yeah, I feel like it's
the
becoming
women
more
nowadays,
independent.
well, I'm gonna call them women. Yeah, the women nowadays, they're very independent. They want to do everything on their own. So I feel like they're breaking down walls to do what they want. So I feel like it's not that much going on with that.
Yeah, I do get that. A lot of women are becoming more independent, and kind of growing in their own ways, which is always good. And how you feel about, on top of that, like women, you think women should be get paid equally just as much as men? Because in my opinion, I think it should be equal, but
Yeah, you should get
like it shouldn't matter with
you should get paid for what you can bring to the table.
right. Like I was always told, like if you good at something and you know how to do it fast and quick and like you can get it out the way, bro, people's gonna pay you for that, because not everybody know how to do what you do. So at the same time, like if you really good at doing whatever you do and you can do it fast, quick, and efficient and continue to build on that, like you can make millions, especially in USA.
Yeah.
Like
it's just there's some fields where it'll never like the field won't ever let it be equal. Like
yeah,
like,
I agree.
Like you don't see like you don't see a lot of women being like the head of firms and stuff. You don't see it as much as you should. But I feel like
that goes into industry.
Not even gonna hire a woman because like they know a lot of men won't show no woman respect.
Right.
When it comes down to it.
Do you think that do you think that's because women are more emotional than men? Men.
Nowadays,
My fault.
Nowadays, these females be acting like dudes, and these dudes be acting like females.
I can agree with you on that, but also you gotta take into account the female.
They're more emotional. It's just a lot of dudes nowadays just like the way we was raised, we just can't tap into our like actual like emotion and how we feel and put it into words. Like they're taught to let out their emotion and put it into words. We're not taught as much as them.
Right. And I kind of
back to like we're all the same. They just they voice it better than we do.
Yeah, and back to like that kind of like our society does kind of sexualize a lot of things, and that kind of go back to how they voice it better than us, like how we taught men shouldn't cry but women can cry type stuff. Yeah, like we not really taught.
You don't cry, so they be like big boys don't cry.
Yeah,
big boys don't
but
cry.
Like it's kind of cool if a girl cry. And I feel, I ain't never agree with that. Same thing with like boys should go play with like outside, and girls should be able to. Girls should play with dolls, stay in the house and play with dolls.
Don't want no tomboy.
Yeah, like I feel like, bro, you should, especially now, do whatever they want to do with it, cause like what you stopping someone from doing some stuff like that ain't really got nothing to do with you. They gonna do what they want to do. Yeah, they do. I feel like sometimes a lot of parents do kind of sexualize things.
And a lot of parents like they from way back when. Most of these parents like 40s and up. So they was taught to be super masculine. There was no room for any type of feminism in you at all, or you was just you out of there. But so like they raised you because they raised you to be as masculine as possible because that's how they was raised. They just don't know better. But I feel like, I don't know. I feel like the people that got a strong like woman figure in their life, it's not as bad as just having a man in your life and that's it.
Yeah.
Cause how you gonna try to teach your son to voice their emotion and everything if you not
even taught?
You can't.
That's why
I
I feel like that has to come.
A woman in your life, is
definitely.
somewhat mandatory.
Yeah.
For somebody.
Do you feel like the world today would be the same without girls or women?
What you mean? What aspect?
Because I feel like I feel like well, yeah, of course. Like, say there was a way like you could be here, and there was a woman on the road. Do you feel like it would still be the same, like technology wise, like like production, the industry? Like, do you feel like that would still be the same?
Nothing would be the change because nothing would be the same at all.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Cause I'm not gonna cap.
That come from women.
Yeah,
it's not like they just inferior and we don't pay attention to them. Like it's I wouldn't say it's equal, but like it's like I say 70-30, 60-40. Like like they still.
Yeah, I feel like women do kind of help us men open up our minds.
Yeah, that.
And that's a fact. Yeah. If you don't agree with that, man, you kind of got to go and think about your life, because women do really help us more than we want to give them a credit for. I feel like just because we're always told we should be the king, like, you know, a lot of people don't want to listen to a woman like, oh, she's a girl or something like that.
And whenever you're around a woman somewhat, like, or if you in a relationship or something, like, it forces you to tap into your like emotions and into words and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true. And I kind of always like all these topics, bro. I think I always related back to social media, because I think that's really where it comes from. Like, bro, when you go on Instagram, when you go on Instagram and you look at the Shade Room, Say Cheese TV, and it's these dudes just bashing men, and these dudes bashing women, and it's kind of like when you constantly see that, then it kind of you don't even realize it, but it kind of get in your brain, and then it kind of stick with you for your life and how you start treating people. And it's kind of like, bro, you can't. Social media to me is kind of just fake, bro. Because a lot of people on social media ain't the exact same in real life.
They just doing something to get some.
Like Pusha T said, he don't do none of that beefing on no social sites, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and like
if we take away social media, it would be nice if we could do that, but it would be a downfall.
Yeah, like social media, it has
people is making money off social media. Like that's how they live, and that's how they get in a way of life. So if you take away social media, they ain't making no money, and then you got companies and stuff that make a lot of their money off of social media. And getting out there, you lose so much.
Do you think people would be more happy though?
Yes,
because I
definitely. Well, for the people that didn't depend on it, But shoot.
But I think people who did depend on it gonna have to. It's really gonna open. They're gonna have to figure something out, and it's kind of gonna open them up to figuring out stuff they didn't even know they could do. Because like a lot of times people are like, ooh, social media, let me post this, oh, I'm getting all this money, I'm gonna keep doing that. And you kind of get away from the real aspect of life and like going outside.
That's probably why we the most depressed generation.
Yeah, they did say we were depressed.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, they did say that. So it's like it has played an impact. Would you say social media had an impact on your life though?
Yeah, most definitely. Well, not as much now. I try not to.
Mm-hmm.
My mental health ain't too good, so I try not to be on social media too much.
Yeah.
But back when I was on that mode 24/7, and it's like I just started like to not be on social media as much, and it's like I'm having withdrawals. That's how much social media is impacting my life, bro.
Yeah, I remember.
I can't wait to when I'm not tripping off not having a phone in my hand no more.
Like I remember somebody said, bro, I deleted Snapchat. I was like, I'm gonna get away from Snapchat. And it was like 3 hours later, they downloaded it back. Like
I be deleting it,
right? And you download it right back, and it's like it's crazy how addicted you get to it.
Yeah, but with the iPhone, you can see your screen time, and like I've been looking at it, and like I'm averaging like 8 hours on my phone, 8 hours. So I got football, school, studying, and then somehow finding 8 hours to get it. Yeah. So I got time limits on all my apps. I'm not. You got time limit? That's pretty dope. I'm not clocking in for more than 3 hours, and then I'm just keep taking it lower and lower as low as I can.
Yeah, I mean, you eventually gonna start finding a lot of stuff out about yourself for real, for real. Now that I think about it, that's pretty dope that you do that though. I knew you could have the time. I know
Like,
you could see your
you
screen
can
time, but I didn't know you could like clock.
like you can put a limit. Like I got like a 2-hour limit on Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter.
Got you.
And then I got an hour limit on TikTok because I'll be on there.
Oh yeah,
like
TikTok gonna have you
I'm on there
going
too much, so
forever.
So I'm trying not to. So whenever the time limit is up, it just locks them all. So I can't be on them no more until today.
So do you feel like, in at least our generation, that because things are gonna continue to expand, new things gonna come up. It's gonna be a new app, like new technology, all this. Do you think the older generation kind of holds on to things a little too much? Like, for example, like
yes and no. Like
cause
I feel like they
don't
don't hold on to it like we think they do. They just don't. Like, it's too complicated for their minds, I guess you could say.
Yeah, so that they kind of used to what they do. Yeah,
they used to having Androids and stuff before the iPhones came out. Like, I be trying to convince my mom to get an iPhone. She's like, no, they're so complicated. iPhones are the simplest phones there is.
Right.
Man. Simplest phones, and she just refuses.
Yeah, like, I can agree to that. How you feel about, like,
because they've been alive for like 40, 50 years. They're not trying to conform to no new stuff. They just trying to chill.
Yeah, keep it what they used to. Kind of at this point, it'd be kind of like their habits. Yeah, a little bit. They don't really want to break that. I mean, when you're doing it for such a long
50 years of habits and
yeah.
What in the world? Speaking of the devil.
Yeah, I can agree. I feel like sometimes they can kind of like hold on to what they, and kind of not even force it upon like the new generation, but like at certain times, like you can kind of tell like, oh, this is when you like, for example, I argue with my mom all the time, bro. Like, I'd be like, Mom, this is how you do things nowadays. Like, well, back in my day, if somebody such and such, this is how we would react. And nowadays, like, you like, Mom was like, we ain't gonna react like that. Like,
yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah, I do. I kind of feel like that. But on top of that, I kind of wanted to hit on this a lot because last semester I had a class that it was pretty interesting, kind of listening. I mean, I was like one of the only black people in the classes, but it was a diversity class, and we was talking about like, do you really feel like America is diverse today, as we think it is?
Younger class is super diverse. Like,
what you mean by younger class? Like
younger, like the teenagers and lower. Like, no, I say like 25 and lower is very diverse. Cause, excuse me, like back then it's basically frowned upon to adventure out to different races and do anything with them. Like, you wouldn't see like many, like if you go to Atlanta and go back like 30 years, you don't see that many black people hooking up with no white girl because it's frowned upon.
Yeah, I agree.
So nowadays, us I wouldn't say youngins, but us young adults, we don't really care about the race of who we going for and stuff like that. We just
so you kind of saying like you do think it's more diverse?
Yeah, most definitely.
All right, so you think it's diverse like relationship wise, but like what about like
relationship
just a view of like the public and stuff like that?
Public it's never gonna be diverse. Well, it is, but it ain't, because the number of Caucasians gonna outnumber us like Jurassic.
Yeah, it
forever.
It will, but for example,
like if you walk into this school, you walk into any class.
Yeah, it's always gonna be.
It's probably not if it's gonna be any black people in there. It's gonna be at least 1 to 3, and it is probably not even that. And most don't play sports. That's why they It's not like no African American gonna choose to come to South Dakota State University.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
South Dakota in general.
But when I say like, do you really think it is diverse as like we really think? For example, like you got PWIs and you got HBCUs. and there alone, that when you really think about it, that kind of sounds segregated itself. Like a lot of is it a straight only black only college, and then you got predominantly white institutions.
I wouldn't say it's black only, cause
I mean, you go, bro. It it be the
some
little
Caucasians in there that want to be
right. It do be,
but it's like you got to think of it like this though, like a PWI, like it's not that many black people. And then you go to an HBCU, it's not that many white people. It's basically the same shit.
Right, it's the same. Yeah, it's the same thing basically. Just flip.
It's just the PWIs got way more bodies because that's in America shooting.
And then that same example I kind of play into like where people live too. Cause like if you think about like in St. Louis,
if you go by
it's like insane. Well, I don't know. It could be the same. Yeah, it's the same thing.
Human nature is to be comfortable. So you're not going. A lot of these Caucasians don't feel comfortable living in a neighborhood full of colored people. So they're not. They're gonna be like
when you
you can't go in no neighborhood and you got a white senator or something, and then their neighbor is like an Asian doctor or something, and then her neighbor is like a black car salesman. Like you're not gonna see no neighborhood like that. If you see a white senator, they're gonna be in a neighborhood full of a lot of other government people.
Right. Yeah, that is true. Even like your personality type, like diversity isn't just straight.
Yeah.
What people make it seem to be, what just the simple black and white. Like diversity is like your personality, religion.
All that.
Like it's a whole bunch of other stuff that plays into to diverse. And like how you just said, I don't think I've ever seen a neighborhood with you got of course you're gonna have a like a white family, you're gonna have a black family, you're gonna have Mexican, Indian, and I don't think I've ever seen no neighborhood that's like that.
Like it's gonna be more Caucasians with a whole bunch of money than it is gonna be colored people with money. So it's always gonna be hard for like somebody on the lower scale, the economic scale, whatever, to live next to somebody that's all the way up there.
Okay, so
that plays
hypothetically,
even
say if people did have money though,
did have the money, a lot of people still wouldn't want to be around white people, well, Caucasians. And then there's gonna be them few that want to be around the white people.
So like
that's how you know you made it, because that's how it is nowadays.
Yeah, that's kind of So even if everybody is like, you still think people would group themselves to what they're comfortable with.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you on that. Cause black, not and it's wrong to say it, but like it's just how life is. Like when you get around people your own skin color, you tend to open. You comfortable. You tend to open up, and it's the same thing with Indians. Mexicans, white people. It's the exact same thing. Like you could walk into a cafeteria, and you're gonna see all the black kids playing with all the black kids. Yeah. Or the same with all the black kids, all white kids same with the white kids, and it kind of not even your skin color, but even when you go to sports, the football players sit with the football players. Yeah. You gonna soccer sit with the soccer. Like it's a whole.
I feel like
it's crazy.
It can't change. Like, that's just how it is.
It's been like that for years, and like. So you don't think it'll ever
like
change?
Since the early ages, all the upper class people that knew how to read and write, they stayed with them. And then the people they called them peasants that didn't know how to read, write. All they did was work. They stayed down there.
So you don't.
It ain't gonna change. The world's gonna be over by the time that happens.
Right. So you don't ever think it'll.
No, not at all.
So in 20, 30 years, you don't think it's gonna change?
Not at all. It might be a little better, but. Ways away from
it might be a little better, but
I just feel like something like this ain't gonna be perfect anyway. Like it's just not meant to be.
Yeah, the number one thing that they said was the problem was discrimination and racism in our generation. They did say that. They did say that was the number one thing, and like how we kind of just hit on them topics, like it kind of really is that in social media, like. And like I said, that racism stuff, it tie right back to social media. Like what you see, what you view, constantly being on it, all this and that, and that's just how life is at this point.
I don't get how that shit works.
Hey, it's crazy, but it go all the way back to way back in time. MLK.
That's what I'm saying.
That type of stuff.
Nothing gonna change.
Yeah.
It's history repeating itself. It can't.
Yeah. Well, y'all, that's all we got today. We had another really good topic. Let me know what you think in the comments. Any other topics y'all want to hear about from me and my boy Cee Rho. It's good to have you back on there. I appreciate it. You popping out again. Like I said, make sure y'all protecting yourself this weekend with COVID. Don't do nothing stupid.
Don't do nothing I wouldn't do.
Don't do nothing stupid. Make sure y'all wear your mask. If you feeling some type of way, make sure you go quarantine, right?
Get tested.
Get tested. Do whatever you got to do to make sure you safe. You know, and make sure y'all eating y'all vitamins too, because I done seen a few people in their immune system not doing too well. But yeah, that's all we got today. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. I appreciate y'all watching, and that's all we got today for Gen Z. We out.